Hey, good morning, Chip.
Yeah, it's a good morning. I woke up and I've had some Krispy Kreme donuts like right in my face. So that's a pretty cool way to wake up. I think I ate like 6 of them.
Somebody just dropped them off there.
I don't know, but I ate them. I hope
How were they?
they're great. They're great.
So, what's going on with the housing and?
Oh, the housing. It's more like the hosing. It's like the hosing. Everyone's been hosed over. No, I don't know. I don't understand this whole process, but I think it's kind of interesting that I feel like a Plinko chip. You know, you got different kind of chips. I feel like a Plinko chip, like on the Price is Right, and you just drop it and see if it lands in the 10,000 or not, or just might wind up in the zero. I don't know. I feel like I'm still bouncing around on the pegs, but I mean 0 to 10,000. I mean, I'm sure I can figure out how to roll with the punches that way, but you know, it's tough. It's tough because you know, if I'm getting like Plinko chipped around, how many more people than me are getting Plinko chipped around that aren't even like coherent enough to like acknowledge or notice that? You know what I mean? So it's just tough. It's like it's like a baby. Homelessness is like a baby that you find a baby. It's like, oh, a baby, and it starts crying. You're like, oh, I don't want to deal with the baby. Or it starts like, oh, I got to do the diaper. Oh, I don't want to deal with the baby. Or you find the baby and you're like, oh, the baby. Oh, it pooped. Oh, we got to get the diaper. And it's just, it comes down to who's handling the baby. And so you'd hope, Mother Teresa comes along and with 100 of her sisters and, oh, the baby. But it's more on the end of the girl from 101 Dalmatians. Oh, that baby. Let's see if we can sell it. And then they just pass you around. So I don't know. It's tough. It's anything. I mean, you can take something and either nurture it or hate it. You know. So it just seems like it's mostly hated, and I feel bad because the city is this entity that funnels the money to other entities, and they're gonna get to a point where it's all on the city to figure it out, and then it has to become like this police state of, hey, what are you doing over there sleeping? We got to get you out of the way. Because the Olympics are coming, but World Cup even more so. And everybody that's going to come to World Cup is going to come to Venice. We get it. But at the same time, what are you going to do with the people? Because they're not, got to figure it out, And I'd hate to say, well, get the cruise ships. And Carnival, can we get 5 cruise ships? The Olympics are coming, and we need to get all the people on the boats, and they'll have a nice cruise while the Olympics are going. But I heard, this guy was telling me, in '84 when he said, they just did a major sweep of police and put everybody in jail. And I mean, I hate to say it's going to be like that, but it's like we're in the prime of the time to figure it out. And I guess Karen Bass and all those people are doing what they can. But I just feel like they've never really heard the ear of seasoned people on the street. And that's what they should have done in the beginning, is just have like this oversight group and have all these, take 10 people that's been on the street 20 years apiece and get all the thoughts from them. But
What would you tell them?
Well, I mean, they should have had like a thing like that, a conference like that before they started doing different things. But the main thing that those people would say is that it's this group of people that are seasoned at being off the grid or out of being counterculture. And if you've gone counterculture for so long, it's going to be almost impossible to go back the other way. So, and anything that you've been doing a long time, whether it be a substance or a lifestyle, you can't just cold turkey it. And they had the cold turkey approach out here because you got people just taking you off the street and then putting you in a hotel, get rid of all your stuff, and then now you're going to be this way. And it's not going to work that way because it just can't. It's not the human body, the mind. It's an adaptive thing, and it has adapted to this lifestyle, and it can't just automatically turn it off. So they have to have this weaning type of filtered process. And during that weaning, you have these people that wouldn't want to be committed to it. But if they had a true way to reintroduce people to society with the housing, it would be a weaning process that almost like detox, but for a lifestyle. And that's the thing. I've heard so many people that have gone into a hotel and then all of a sudden they do too much drugs or something happens to them. It's just, or the depression. I mean, depression can cause you a lot of problems. whether it be suicide or getting yourself in a bad situation. And that's what's happening with a lot of the people that are transitioning, which is, sure, fine for a lot of people, do the world a favor, I get it. But it's just one of those things that you're dealing with real people. We're going into a time and period of space and technology where we're getting away from people and more robotic and less feeling. So, it's a tough time in the world. But, still 9 out of 10 people in the world would probably be happy to be like on the streets of LA because it's a tough world. We got it easy here. Krispy Kreme donuts and all that stuff. And I'd rather be working, yes. I'd rather, be in a better position. But it's going to be hard just because I've been so long in this manner. Not saying I don't want to, but if they really if people really want a solution, it's a process. And they put themselves in a position where the process can't happen only what they want to happen because time's ticking. And so what are you going to do? There's two approaches: the humane approach and the opposite of that.
Inhumane.
Yeah, and the inhumane. And it's not one of those things you can't really juggle, but they try to, for media's sake. But
And have you talked to your people at is it St. Joseph's or?
yeah, I told the guys last night to come in to do the cleanups 2 nights a week, and they said I'm not even in the system anymore. They said they need to reintroduce me into the system. So, I guess I'm out of. They can't get any more capital out of me. I guess my name's been chipmunk. Even the police that don't even work in this, they just were the cleanups that don't even know. Oh, you're chipmunk. And it's like, oh, chipmunk. And but I don't want it to be a bad term. Like, oh, don't get chipmunked out here. And,
I see. So you're not on the list for housing now.
I don't know what the hell is going on. I really don't. I'm just trying to stay positive and stay not a negative to the community. And I don't know.
Did they do a cleanup last night?
Yeah, they did. They're still very polite. They're still, they go around ahead of time and tell everybody, hey, if you don't move your stuff, it's just going to be thrown. Because by the time they go do their thing, they don't want to have a lot of holdup. They're already coming out. Like I see daytime people out here from the maintenance in the city that there must be like, they must have some good ginseng or something, but they're always out here working, and I feel bad because they can get held up by people that are less.
So did you move your stuff?
Well, yeah, I was over there across. I was on that hill over there by the dumpster part.
So you were able to come here?
Yeah, if you just get across the boardwalk, that's the whole thing. Get across the boardwalk. But like down that way towards Horizon, you got a bunch of people. Just as a boardwalk, and then they're just trashing that side of the street or the boardwalk, and then it becomes a hassle for the vendor and the store people when they come in. When I was down there, I'd sweep up as much as I could every day, just to show I appreciate the ability to be there. But you got too many bad examples still out here, and that's what's happening. So, the shower trailers are back. I'm glad they got the funding back for that. That's a blessing there. So I'm gonna hit that up this morning. But as far as housing for me, I just pretty much look at it as like it's like Santa Claus right now. Hey, you believe in Santa Claus? I believe in housing. I wish. Can you come to? But Santa Claus can't come to your house unless you got a house. Whatever that means. But no, seriously. I wish we could just. They need to have like a conference. They need to have a conference where it includes the police, includes community, like a city hall meeting, a conference to discuss it, have a forum, and it can be worked out that way. Because then you get a consensus of what should be done or what's not being done, and then go from there. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of people passing the buck and scapegoating, and nobody's to blame. But who's suffering? Well, I know the community is suffering because they want their tax money to go to what it's supposed to, and if it's not, then they're just like double whammy because they're getting the hassle of the people on the streets that's affecting their lifestyle, and they're getting the hassle of their money being misappropriated. And so that's why taxes are great, but you don't get to delegate where the money goes. So that's what's hard for me because I don't want to put my money on a missile, but I would like to put my money towards like the water, like being better, but we don't get to do that. So you know, who's to say? But that's where it goes wrong. It's just you got too many hands in the cookie jar, so somebody needs to put some laxatives in the cookies.
Hey, you still got your phone?
No, somebody stole it.
How do they steal your phone every time?
Because they just people. Okay, so
You don't keep it in your pocket?
No, I don't. Well, I have it out sometimes to like listen to music or something. I had it out, listen to music against the door, leaned against that where I was at down there. And some people just come around and they get all close to your stuff and say, hey, my stuff's right here, and they don't respect it, and they just like, oh, I can go right here and I can do this. We're at a public place, and then the next thing you know, you can't find your phone, and that's what happened. And it's just like I know who took it, but you know, I mean, if we're in Nairobi, I could cut his hand off, but I mean, have I ever stolen before? Yeah, but am I stealing now? No. So you'll have to be like, oh, he stole something, cut his hand off, and no, because you've stolen before. So it's like, you know, the phone, it's almost like they should just chip us. I'm telling you, like you put your bike keeps coming up, can't find it. Put an air tag. Put an air tag on the people. Like then they have no excuse. You know, have a valid number that goes with the person. Said, oh, the air tag we contacted, we found it through the air tag, and then he didn't want to do housing, so now we can put him out of program. No. We looked for you every time it seems. Oh, they were looking for you. He was looking for you, and I'm still in the same place. So are they looking for you, or are they just saying that?
Why don't you ask them to give you an air chip?
Yeah, that's what they needed. They needed to air tag the people.
Right.
And if anybody has a problem with getting air tagged that's not in a place, then that's on them. I mean, it's like the cops that have the video, the body video. I asked one. I said, "Hey, what do you think about having to wear the video?" He said, "Oh, only bad cops wouldn't want to wear a video." He said, there are bad cops. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And that's true. So only bad homeless people or bad people as far as wanting to work with the system that's happening wouldn't want the air tag. So implement that. It's like when you go to dinner and they say, oh,
right,
here's your air tag for
right.
when your table's ready.
Right.
Or when your when your freaking place is ready or whatever they want to send you, then they could signal you and you'd be like, oh, they're signaling me, or they can find you.
They can come and get you.
Yeah, and then we're in an age of technology, so why not air tag people? And
it's not,
you know what I mean? And it's not an invasion of privacy.
It could be voluntary.
You have no privacy anyway out here. So if you're against getting air tag, then you're against getting it in place. And that's all I can say about it. And I'm somebody that's been on the streets for a long time, and that makes sense to me. They can find you, and you have nobody. Either both sides are accountable for that. You know, at that point.
How long you been on the streets now?
Well, my dad was my only family pretty much, and I was taking care of him into my 20s. So he passed when I was 27 in 02, and since then, I mean.
Since you were 27?
Yeah.
What are you, 51 now?
Yeah, in 3 weeks.
In 3 weeks?
No, 16 days.
16 days, you're going to turn 51?
Yeah, and I'm 50, and I'm turning 51, so you could say I'm 50, 51, or 51, 50. I think I'm going to go, I'm not 51, 50, but that's funny. I'm right at that
Have you been 51, 50 before?
I mean, for a couple of days for observances purposes, but I mean, who wouldn't have that once in a while that's been through a lot out here, you know? It's like you have an anxiety attack or you have like this depression you're dealing with and you just want to walk off the pier, so they put you, at UCLA, somewhere, Harbor, but you don't want to go to the certain wing, but that's, I guess, it's a necessary. But no, it's really, I'm not at that point, but I could see how it would be so easy for people to go off the deep end, especially people out here. And they don't want to deal with that, but that's what happens. Just look at me. Like if I wasn't strong-minded and hadn't been on the street as long as I have, to a point where I get it, then somebody that was really that's like desperate to get off the street and desperate to not be in that situation, and then that couple of things happen where they got put out places, they would already be off the deep end. And who's going to think of them? Nobody, because nobody's. That's where it's all going wrong, is that you get a bunch of money and give it to people that are supposed to shepherd the process, but since nobody's like caring about the sheep, then it's up to the shepherd to either eat them or let them wander off and get taken somewhere or whatever, and then you got a lot of bad shepherding going on, and it's just a money thing that's I don't know.
Now, how do you see the situation here in Venice Beach? I've been noticing there's a lot less homeless people. Are they more strict, or?
No, they've definitely gotten to a point, but the strictness is not the strictness. All their strictnesses are implemented because it makes sense. Like they just had this new code come out that said no sitting, sleeping, or lying, and it's pretty much, it makes sense, especially to businesses, and all these things make sense. But if they're not really giving us a place. It's like if you're going to put a lot of restrictions as far as being out here, and there's a lot of people out here, you still have to give them a place where it's okay to be. And they had on Third or Hampton or whatever that street is, on Third, and they shut that down. So now you got people on sidewalks in random places that would never be there if they had a zone to be. So there needs to be a zone to be east of Lincoln or east, and that would solve the whole park, this Ocean Park situation. All the people over here would be happy. You don't want them all. What if we all just went to Abbot-Kinney and set up on Abbot-Kinney? They would never. I mean, they wouldn't like that at all. So you got to find a zone east of Lincoln that allows people to be there, and it wouldn't be super strict, but it would be to a point where, like, hey, it makes sense, or we don't need you in the zone. So the zone would be a place for the people to go and get them out of the way. You have a zone for them, and Bread and Roses should cater to it. And because as long as you got Bread and Roses going over here where the people can come and walk in and eat, they're going to have the problem. And I hate to say it, that's but if it's like when you say you go to the wildlife refuge, don't feed the bears or the animal. You don't feed them because they're not gonna go anywhere. So you have to if you're gonna feed the people, feed them east of Lincoln at a zone. And I'm sorry, but Bread and Roses is great, but that's causing the people to stay in this zone.
Mm-hmm.
It's the feeding, and they already cut out the feeding on Saturday and Sundays here, which has limited people from being here. But that's the real deal. Is that Bread and Roses is pretty much the number one reason that people are still in the zone for eating. So if they had eating east of Lincoln and a zone to be, then it would be a lot of solutions there.
Do you eat there?
No.
Why not?
I don't. I mean, it's great. It's like a restaurant, but I don't know. It's just too much of a clash of it's too mental effery for me. Like you go in and hey, would I get more lemonade? Yes. Okay, thank you. I mean, that's great for that purpose, and people like it. But
how's the food?
It's just never rubbed me the right way.
Oh.
I'm sure it's great.
Oh, you've eaten there before?
I like twice the whole time I've been out here, and people religiously go there. I get it, but I don't want to support something that I'm going to say is part of the problem.
I see.
You know what I mean? And that's part because it's just a matter of too many bad examples, and that it's gotten to a point where the good examples, the exemplary people that are good, aren't going to shine through. The shining through is not happening anymore. I get it. People like see me and they're like, "Oh, a homeless guy," and it's like, "Oh, chipmunk, he's one of the cool ones." No, it's a homeless guy, and that's with everybody. So you could be the best example out there. It's not happening nowhere. They can be a good example.
It looks like you have a lot of food here.
Well, that's because I went out and got food, and these guys it just irks me when another male that's healthy and able comes and asks me for food. Like, dude, I go get my food. Go get your food. You can't go get your food when you don't want food. Then I'm not feeding you.
Where do you get all this?
It's salvaged from the throw outs, and most of the time it's move outs, which means it's not bad food. It's not nasty. It's just
like people moving out.
And I'm sure that if they had the ability or the time, they would. But when you're moving out, it's already stressful when you press for time. So I'm sure they would, send it to better hands to get it out here. But then that would exacerbate a problem that I'm talking about. As if you say, "Oh, food." Yeah, but put it east of Lincoln food.
So you don't have any problem finding food?
No. You see, I mean, I wish I did. I might be in better shape. But
so there's plenty of food out there.
There's plenty of food if you're willing to go get it. Like, remember that show with feed the children and look at these kids, they're hungry. And look at the people, but the people didn't go anywhere. Like, if you're hungry, you're gonna get up and go and find food. You're not just sit there and let flies eat on you. And I'm sure that maybe they got a reason they can't get up and go. But that guy looked pretty healthy, and he's trying to get you to buy some food for the people. Well, he's eating all the food or something. I don't know who that guy was, but it's just I don't know. But no, the food availability and the location of that food. It's like a what do you call that rod that you stick on your roof, the lightning striker? That's a lightning rod. It's like a lightning. It's like the food location and availability is a lightning rod for the people, for us to go, whatever. But like, it's funny to me. Like, I get all this food, and then I'll have somebody, like a girl hanging out, hey, you're hungry? He's like, oh, that came from the trash. Oh, the trash. Ah, like it's the most terrible thing in the world. And they're sleeping on concrete with dirty blankets, but they're worried about eating food out of the trash. Well, it just irritates me.
What about the supermarkets? Do they still throw out stuff?
They do, but at least they make it to where you can't get to it. Because, I mean, I can get to it, like, I have a key to all the locked dumpsters. Not by, because I think one of the truck drivers or something left it in the lock, and I found it. I said, oh. But, you know, something like that could be used. Like, okay, Erewhon, they're a great store. They're too busy of a store and have too high of standards. I get it to take the stuff that they could donate or stuff that they could feed people with, because you're just asking. Okay, say they started doing that, then you're just asking for like the element that they're like. It's not that they hate the homeless; it's that they're dealing with the other end, so they can't really. Like, I'm sitting there pushing my grocery cart and trying to squeeze past a Lamborghini. It just doesn't, you know.
Do they throw out their food?
They throw out the food that their whole business is hedged on fresh and organic and all that. So they have to have the ability to do that. Now, when I go there and they see me getting in the dumpster, they'll say, "Oh, we can't have you get in the dumpster," because I get it, because I'm in the dumpster, and then there's a guy pulling up in his Range Rover,
right.
And you don't want that clash going on.
Do they have good stuff in the dumpster?
Well, I mean, do they have good stuff in the store?
Yeah.
I mean, so that's like a gold mine. I mean, I have the key. They had dumpsters that with the plastic lids that you could still get in even though they're locked, but they put in like the super heavy duty metal ones that the lid's like 100 pounds, but they still have the lock that I have the key to, so I could go in and but
maybe at night when they're closed.
Yeah, if I went there at night when they're closed and didn't make a mess and did it the right way, I could have the only access to the food and like exclusive, and I think that'd be pretty cool. I mean, it is pretty cool, but I'm not so inspired to go and get that food, because it would just be me trying to feed the people out here who aren't really, like, I don't want to feed them because they're not doing anything. Like, this place should be immaculate. You got as many people on the streets. You got, like, if you see a homeless person without a broom or something, a way to clean up messes, then they don't need to be out here.
You got a rake there too and a broom.
Yeah, because I mean, you should be, like, if you're not working and you can work, then at least put effort and time into the place that you're affecting. And nobody gets it out here. They're just trashing, and that's why people don't like it, you know. But I'm not perfect. I'm not special. But I do believe that if you're going to be on the street, a broom should be like. If you don't have one, then you're a bad example already. Like, if you can't clean up, if you don't have the ability to clean up a mess, because you're going to make messes. That's what happens in life, and especially out here, and especially when you don't have a place, you're going to make messes. And when you make a mess in a spot that's not yours, do you clean it up? Well, do you? Do you have a broom? Do you have any kind of towels? Yeah. You know, if they say, no, I just have this, I can barely carry that. Well, get them out of here. I mean, it's just, who needs that? I mean, we get it. Counterculture is going to happen, but it can happen and be, you know, a certain, care for certain. We're supposed to police ourselves out here, because the police who put themselves at any moment in a bullet's way don't want to have to come and deal with somebody that crapped on the sidewalk or trash everywhere. I mean, it's just, I mean, and that's where it gets like, everybody's getting fed up with it all. Is because great, America's about, you know, doing what you want to do, but also America's about, you know, looking a certain way than the rest of the world, because you got all these people coming from the World Cup and they're, oh, look how their people are terrible people, and that's because always people are going to pick out negatives to take back to wherever they went. Oh, we went and we saw Jamaica and it was great and all the island was beautiful, but they don't go back and say, oh man, that resort's food was terrible. And so that's what's anything. You're going to find the negative. So we're trying to remove the negatives so the positives shine. And that's the problem. Is the negatives are like barnacles. And I wish I had a zapper just to go around and zap each. Oh, this guy, zap. Get out of here. Oh, that guy. Oh, he's cool. Zap. Just stay here. Zap. Because only people that are out here are going to be able to what do you call it? Triage those people. Like the police, you know, they do as best they can to triage who's who and what's what. But they don't see the people every day and what they're doing. And so, give me the zapper button, and I'll zap it. No, I'll probably zap myself first.
All right, Chip. Well, good catching up with you.
Yeah, and I hope I didn't talk anybody's ear off. But it's just one of those things. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the shower and start my day, and we'll get it figured out. you know, 𝗕𝗃𝗧𝗪𝗘𝗘𝗡, her name's Karen, so as long as she stays caring about us, it should be all right.
Okay, bye, Chip.
All right, thanks. All right, get up slow. Time to get up and go somewhere. Where you go, we don't care. But clean up your space, so you don't give us a bad face. It's time to go somewhere else. Ah. Yay! Good morning, everyone. It never gets old. It does. It does. I had some popcorn last night. Pretty good. Pretty good popcorn. This away, this away, that away, and throw it all. Throw it over. Throw it over. Throw it over. Throw it over. Get too high. Might be time to limit some stuff.
So you got a hard hat, huh?
Yeah, it's a mining hat from that.
Oh, wow. Light.
Yeah. Good for nighttime. It's from Reno, 𝗕𝗃𝗘𝗘𝗡𝗡 casino. I never went there, but somebody did. Yeah. It's a hat for me. It reminds me of what they call it, the Minion.
Oh, yeah.
The Minion. All right, so.
But I feel like maybe for the first trip, like, you know, it's alright.
Yeah, and I just got sweeping and it's like I was never here. Ah, nice day today.
Yeah.
Did you get April Fool for April Fool's Day?
No, did you?
I,
Did you April Fool anybody?
no, I've just never been good at that. I wanted to tell people I got a house, but they wouldn't believe me. They, April Fool's, April Fool. Oh no, that's what. I feel like that should, the last one of them entities should have went around. Hey, we got housing for you. Hey, hey. Been April Fools for a while. Huh? I feel like it.
That would have been a mean one.
Well, I mean, I don't know. What can you do? They still that lot that the shelter
Oh, yeah, it's empty now.
It's still empty. I mean, that's crazy. It's been empty for a year and 4 months.
Uh-huh.
And all that time, you could have had everybody out of the way, just right there. They could just be over there, like we're laying here. We could just be laying over there, but in a zone. And I don't know why
They kind of have that for like RVs, like parking lots,
yeah,
or cars.
But I mean, okay, so it's been sitting here. I don't know if it's city owned or what, but I guess it is. But they just got like okayed for a bunch of money to build more rail for the metro. So I guess they're gonna keep it for that sake. But I mean, really, that could get like if they took everybody in Venice, like the World Cup's coming, right? Now, that's a perfect example. The World Cup's coming. There's a zone right there that you can put everybody in. If they didn't want to be in there, then put them in jail, obviously. But put them all in there, and it would be like an outdoor shelter, but confined and zoned, where all the World Cup people that come from every country in the world are going to walk down this boardwalk and hear, and somebody running naked and somebody smoking dope or all this crap. They could put them in the zone and you could do all that in there, and that would be the solution. And I don't know why they can't just earmark that area for that purpose, because you're gonna, like I said, everybody that comes to World Cup for the World Cup to LA, they're gonna come to Venice. I mean, it's just duh. So I don't know who got that, who's in control of that land, but 𝗕𝗃𝗧𝗪𝗘𝗘𝗡𝗡, Tracy Park, whoever, whatever needs to hear it. That's the solution right now. Like immediate solution. Put us all in there and we're out of view, we're contained, we're not like inhumane situation, and it's just an empty lot. Like, but it's a big enough space where everybody that is in Venice could be there that is unsightly, and the way it would say for the World Cup. That's my suggestion. Do it or not, I don't know who's in control of it, but don't take a rocket scientist to be a good, decision maker of what needs to be done. If you're really trying to save face, then open that space. And I'm not Jesse Jackson, but it's fun to sound like a Farrakhan or one of those guys. But if I can ever get my crap together here, I'll give Tracy Parker a run, District 11, whatever.
Once you run for council.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I mean, I dumb myself down, or I put myself in the toughest position a lot of times on purpose. Maybe it's an easy way out, not to say, oh, I could have done this, could have done that. But when it comes down to the brass tacks, I mean, if I'm ever going to be feel good about what I did with my life, then politics might be a way to go. I mean, because people like me, I guess, but they don't like me laying on a sidewalk and just disheveled. I get it. So we'll get it together. We'll figure it out. But I'm just going through stuff I need to go through to make me a better people representative. So vote
okay.
for me. And vote for me in 33. All right.
All right, Chip.
All right. I got to sleep, and I'm pretty much done. My roommate. Get out there. Get out there. All right. So we'll just sweep this. I still got a bike. See that?
Yeah, it's a beach cruiser.
Yeah, it's a nice one. It's Electra.
One speed?
3-speed.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's nice. I gotta pay. The guys let me use it, but
I love 3
I
speeds.
get some money in 3 days, so I'm gonna pay him.
How much do you want for it?
I don't know. I feel like if I gave him 50, 60 bucks, he'd be happy.
Do you have the combinations lock?
No, I think he does. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I had a 3-speed GT that was really nice, and I let a girl use it. Said, "Oh, I gotta go to a job interview." She had on scrubs and everything. I gotta go to a job interview, and I'll be gone in an hour. Well, she was gone 3 days and said that the bike got jacked in South Central. Well, duh, why'd you go to South Central with my bike? So that's probably one of the best ones I had out here. That GT.
And everything works on it?
Yeah, everything's good on it. I'm gonna get different pedals because they seem kind of weak and they're slippery. So, but that's about it. Everything else is good. But yeah, I'm just gonna sweep here. You see, not much of an impact, but still, this is how you show that you give a crap. That you clean up your mess, make it better than it was. If you can. But like I said, there's been so many bad examples that the good example's not going to make a difference. But that doesn't make me say, well, I'm not going to do anything. Nobody cares anyway. No, it's just, I have a rapport with different folks and myself saying, I don't want to look like a slob. Even though I am a slob, I'll admit I'm a slob. I eat sloppy and I make messes and all that. Look at my shirt. I'm a messy, sloppy guy. That doesn't mean I have to be one. It just means I have to put extra care into myself. And I get it, it'd be nice if I learned better manners and not be so slobby. But I've been a slob a long time. So what can I do? I'm trying to be better, but at least I got clean clothes and a shower I can take today, and then I got a razor I can shave, and life's good. I've been having trouble keeping my face trimmed because I have like 4 or 5 of those shavers, but you got to charge them. I mean, not charge them, but you got to charge them.
Right.
Plugged in. It's just that's a big challenge out here is electric. But people out here are like, oh, you have a place you can charge, and they're like worried about the phone. It's like they're worried about the wrong stuff. If you're out here on the street, why you got your phone and they got speakers, riding around with speakers on the bike like it's a car with a system. I mean, come on now. You shouldn't be worried about all that stuff is luxury. So you got a phone is luxury, but you want to have your luxury and you want your cake and eat you out here. It's not cool. It's just air tag everybody. Nobody's stealing your air tag, and you can find everybody anyway. That's the solution there. And then, like I said, for the sake of getting everybody out of the way, they should utilize that space. If they don't, then I don't know. They can't really make too many excuses. I mean, you got a big space, and you can't have it for this or that. No, I mean, as far as I know, the city owns it. So the city owns it, and they're going to own a big eyesore and a big if they don't get it figured out. So utilize that space. Everybody's happy. People that are out here are still out here, and they're still in Venice, because that's a big part of it. Anybody that's in Venice that's on the street, they feel comfortable here, or they wouldn't be here. And if you feel comfortable here, and they're trying to get you out of here, then that's going to feel real uncomfortable. So, I mean, I don't know. But, you know, I get it. It's a transient place. People come in there all the time. But, I mean, obviously, since '96, I've been coming here. So, obviously, I'm drawn here. So, if I'm drawn somewhere, do I treat it crappy, or do I try to be better? And that's what I'm trying to be better. But it's getting harder and harder. People out here just...
You have a dustpan?
I did have a dustpan. I think what happened is it fell off the thing and it broke, so I threw it away. But I have something better than dustpan. When you don't have a dustpan, you can use something else. And I have something else. It just reminded me, it's like a metal sign that says, I'm not sure exactly where it's at, so I guess it defeats the purpose. But there's a metal sign that said something about, clean up. I don't know what, but there's a metal sign somewhere. I don't know what happened to it. As you see, I got a big unorganized thing here. But I had a metal sign. That's not gonna work. I don't know where it went. That could be able to scoop. But now, that's what the beauty of cardboard. You can just take cardboard and use that. And so, it's, do I have any cardboard? There's a piece in here, I think. Aha! That Krispy Kreme box. It might be bad for you, but it's good for cleanup. They get $13 for a dozen. Man, they're smart though. They
Like $1 each, huh?
Well, it's because they throw away so many that they got to put their loss into the cost, and they're causing their own loss. So, who's smarter? People paying $2. No, it's $2 a donut because it doesn't cost $12 or $13. So $2 a donut pays for like every donut you throw away that you sell, you're throwing away one. So that's why it's $2. But yeah, Dunkin' Donuts, the same way. I mean, but at least Krispy Kreme, I noticed that a lot of people pass out their donuts, so at least they have access to to put them towards somewhere. Like I lived off of donuts in Oklahoma City. I was in this abandoned business building next to a Dunkin' Donuts, and I'd get a hefty bag full of donuts that last me a week.
They would give them to you?
No, I would just get them out of the dumpster. But they throw away that many donuts.
There'd be tons of.
Yeah, tons of them. So, but you can live off a hefty bag of donuts. You can live off it for a week if you keep the bag, the plastic bag, like shut, and that paper that they pack in, like put in the bottom of the dozen. That paper is a big deal. If you keep the paper in there with the donuts, they'll stay fresh for a week in that bag. And I lived off of them.
There's no protein.
I mean, but it's still food. I mean, people that say they're hungry out here on the streets, they're hungry because they don't want to go get food. There's so much food to go get that they should never be hungry. But they're not. They're too finicky. They're like, oh, I can't eat out of the trash. I can't do this. I can't do that. Well, you're not really hungry. And people that are hungry out here, they're not even hungry because the hungriest people aren't even in this country. There's hunger that they can never imagine that goes on in other places, and they'd really be in trouble there. So, America got it good, but nobody wants to come here and see people on the streets because it reflects on like America, like as a country. It's like, oh, they don't even take care of their own people. Well, no, they don't take care of their own people properly, which means they're taking care of the people, but in manners that other people just don't have time to figure it out and understand it. So it looks like you don't care about people. You got people, hungry sign. My sign said, oh, I'm hungry. And then people come from like Lithuania. Oh, look, the guy's hungry. What kind of country is this? And that's how they think. So you don't want nobody holding a hungry sign. You don't want nobody sleeping on the sidewalk. Put them in that space. I mean, seriously. I mean, who's in charge here? Take me to your leader. But no, that's what's going to come up. I mean, the World Cup is going to be like the first, like, are we really ready for the Olympics? I mean, I couldn't even be ready for the World Cup. How are you going to be ready? You got 2 years, less than 2 years. So what are you going to do? What's this guy got?
I want some money from his videos and shit. Can I get some money for Coco for having to put up with it? No, I love her, but
She's not. She's Coco.
I know you made videos with Coco and they hit big and shit.
Which one's Coco?
The one.
The older lady with the she's Jerry Garcia's daughter.
That's Jerry Garcia's kid. Nigga, you're bullshitting.
No, her last name's Garcia.
Which one's Coco? I don't
She
know.
looks like him.
You know what's her first
I
name?
believe it. I don't know her first name. but
Charlize.
I believe her. I mean, if Jerry Garcia had kids, I'm sure he
Her
wouldn't
auntie
mind.
used to do her makeup one eyelash at a time. She said. It took her
One
like
hair at a time.
Yeah, it took her like 8 hours to do her fucking eye makeup. Shit.
Wow.
That's what kind of family she came from.
She's a primper.
And her mom used to yell at people and welcome to my house. Like be yelling at the family and then go open the door. Hey, welcome to my house. And I was like, oh my God.
But you have to look a certain way to people. That's what we're just talking about. How's we gonna look good
What
for
do you
the
think she does to
Olympics?
us, bro?
We're looking for the World
What do you
Cup.
think she does to us? Have a good one, you guys.
You too.
Let her eat cake.
Hey, what are you gonna do with your bike when you go in the shower?
Take it in there with me.
Oh,
I wash it when I wash myself.
because they.
No, yeah, that's the thing. It's like nobody can watch your stuff like you can. But that's the thing. It's like, what are you gonna do?
You've had a lot of bikes stolen, haven't
Even
you?
if you have a lock, they're gonna steal it because all they do is just wait for you to get off of it for a second, and then they target you and get on the bike, and you can't do nothing about it. And I even had the safe team guys. This guy, I had okay. Here's my tent over there on the beach. Here's my cart. The bike's on top of the cart. Some guy walks by while I'm in the tent. Obviously, I'm in the tent. He can see me. He walks by and just takes the bike off the cart and gets on it and starts riding off. So I get out of the tent and I see the safe team guy. I'm like, hey man, somebody just took my bike. Can you see if you can catch him or get him or do whatever you do? And it's like, oh, we don't do that. We just observe and report. I was like, wow, that's interesting. So, are you really a safe team? Because, hey, we can't help you, but we can write down the license plate number of the car that just ran. I mean, come on. I don't know what that's all about, but I don't want to get. But those guys that work for safe team are great. They just limited to observing and reporting. So whenever I see them, hey, how's your observing and reporting going today? And just get a kick out of it. Yeah, the bike thing. I don't know. Maybe I could take a wheel off and but they'll carry it. It's just that's gotten that bad. They'll just take the bike just because.
That's a good bike.
Yeah. I washed it yesterday, but couldn't tell. I mean,
That
but I
looks
did. I
good.
scrubbed it with every bike that I get, whether it's a good one, a bad one, whatever you call it. I do put a lot of care into it, and so that's what hurts most when somebody takes it is that your time and effort invested. You know, it's a baby. Bikes should be like horses, though. You know what I mean? Like taking a bike seriously,
Right.
taking away somebody's life, like
Right.
chance to not do drugs when you got a bike. You get on a bike and ride it, and you feel free, and it gives you a nice feeling. It's something that people are stealing. They're not stealing the object. I'm still a little. I got a long ways to go to catch up to your style,
Right.
but I think it'd make me fatter if I had one. But no.
Is this news? Is that what this is? News?
No, it's noose. So don't find your neck in it. Hey, I'm Gary Gnu, and there's no news like no news. This isn't news. This is real life. That guy's just waiting to see. He's one of the, waiting to find a negative in something. I find a negative. Let's find a negative. Oh, you're perfect except for this. You're perfect except for that. They go to the fig. Oh, this would have been a great meal if it had just had this. Like, it's a great meal. Can you have that? Accept that? I never ate there, but it seems like a. Have you ate there?
Yeah, it's very good. And between 7 and 8, they do half price
So
for
half
breakfast.
price. If I went in there and got the half price, how much would I be spending? $30, $40.
No, maybe $10.
Really? That low?
Maybe $20 is a breakfast burrito or something like that.
No, I like Sour Cafe when I have money. 'Cause I can
Oh,
eat
a
it.
Sour Cafe.
Yeah, they have a onion ring tower that's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. The best place out here, I think, right now, is Erewhon's Hot Bar.
Erewhon?
Hot Bar. They have.
Oh, yeah, that's really good.
I mean, you're eating good. You're eating there. I mean, you
Very
got,
expensive, but it's
yeah,
good.
they got the hottest girls walking around, and they got money. So if I was in my prime of Sugar Mama Rampage days, I'd be at Erewhon. I'd have a job at Erewhon. Hi, how are you? I should just wear an Erewhon hat, and I'd probably have girls come in. Hey, how you doing? You just see my hat. Erewhon. That's a good company.
Yeah.
I would work for them if I could, but I don't know. I got to get my shit together before I can work for anybody. So.
Okay, Chip.
All right, I swept, so now I'm gonna go get my shower, and hopefully we'll have a better update next time.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, guys.
All right, we'll see you.
Later.
Bye bye.
Put on the back of the bike and I pull with the bike. But I think I put a lot of stress on the 30 speed like that.
You pulled it with the bike?
Yeah. You want to see that?
Yeah.
I'll look it up to the bike. I just take it. I think that girl probably left over. She got tired of. Uh-oh, man. I did that wrong. I gotta throw it back up. Oh, good. Now I usually bag all the blankets up, but I'm just going over there, so I just want to get out of the way of that place. I'll bag them all. Hey, did you see they opened up a new park by the police station?
Yeah, it's very nice.
I didn't check it out closely, but looks like it's popular. So far.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a great park.
You know, what bathrooms are they using?
I guess by the basketball courts.
They don't have ambassadors at the basketball court bathroom.
Right.
That park over there makes this park look like nothing, huh?
Right.
I really haven't seen, but it's probably all up-to-date stuff over there. They have a section that was really cool that looked like a little, smaller kid area that I noticed. So is that going to pull without falling off? Yeah, I will. I'll just do that. Yeah, so I'll just do that, and then I usually put it together better, but I take the bag, and then I see that little thing on the back?
The little strap?
This little thing. So I take my belt, and I just get it like this.
Are you going to tow it?
Yeah, and I put it on here.
It's kind of a heavy load.
Yeah, but I got 3 speeds, so like that, and that holds it tight. There you go. It's ready to go. So you just go like that. I don't want to go going too fast because it might fall off on top of this. I'll go like that, and I'll get it going a little bit. Hold that.
That was my alarm.
Yeah, I got it. Get it going. There you go. We're going down the boardwalk now. Hopefully that food don't fall off the top. That'd be a big mess. But yeah, like I said, I don't want to get going too fast.
All right, Chip. Good seeing you.
Thank you.
All right, I'll see you next time.
All right. That's the best time is when you got kids and you do the Easter egg hunt. Yeah, thanks for telling me it's Easter. I didn't even realize. I should be a Peter Cottontail for Easter.
Oh, the Easter Bunny.
Yeah, Easter bunny.
You headed over to the
Yeah, but
shower
I
stop?
gotta go around because that's.
You won't fit through there?
I can fit, but it's just more hassle. So I don't know where that girl went, but that's weird. If you ever want to tell if somebody is cool or not, and they like you or they want to hang out, patience is a good, display of that. And nobody has patience anymore. So
Right.
I guess that's a good filter. It takes me forever to do everything, so people that aren't around when I can get it ready to do it, and I guess they weren't worth knowing anyway.
Right.
All right.
All right, we'll see you, Chip.
Thanks, man.